Good morning, beginning farmer friends. Sometimes you just show up and you see a 4020 sitting here. That's right, you can tell by the tractors, more than one. Those tractors over there, the 4020 right there, 4630 right there, and then there is this, the broken 4430. That's right, today we are going to begin attacking a little bit more the 4430. All right, if you are scoring at home, let me catch you up. This is my 4430. It is the main tractor, basically the only tractor on our farm, except it hasn't been on our farm for many months. It's been down here in the shop, torn apart and broken because the hydraulic pump, which sits right in here, is the thing that makes the loader and the steering and the 3-point. It makes basically things move on the tractor. It broke a long time ago. Most likely what we're hoping was the problem is that there was an orifice inside or something that was closed that wasn't allowing the oil to flow through. We're hoping that's it because that means that the new pump should fix it easy peasy. The way that it works is you've got your engine, obviously, and from your engine right down here, there is a shaft that comes out like this from the engine, and then, let's see, this end right here connects to your hydraulic pump. It spins, creating the suction or the pumping or whatever a hydraulic pump does, and then that sends your hydraulic fluid to your steering and to your loader and to your outlets and all the places that hydraulic pressure needs to be. That's what we're going to be replacing in order to make everything work. Eventually then, the fuel tank will go back on, the rest of the body will be put back together, and the 4430 will go to its home where it belongs. What we've been doing real quick here is moving pieces from the old hydraulic pump onto the new hydraulic pump. Just the different fittings that need to move from one to the other. Now it's about ready to take over to the tractor. We'll kind of set it in there, line the hoses up, start putting everything together. We're also getting the shaft ready so that it slides on right here. At this point, we're getting the hydraulic pump put back in. We're starting to hook up some of the fittings. There's some small return lines and some bigger lines coming in and out, and we're putting all of those pieces in, getting it back together. It's a little bit of a tedious process and a difficult process because it's a heavy hunk of metal.
I hope I didn't screw up here.
Should we put that on?
I wonder.
I don't think it can go on, Brian. What we've been doing here is getting the pump set in and getting the fittings hooked up. The problem is there are a couple fittings that we should have put on beforehand. The pump is coming back off, slightly. My cousin got the pump put back in. We're starting to hook up the main hoses that go on either side of the pump, but we were looking at the belts, and by we, I mean my cousin, was looking at the fan belts, and they are pretty what is the word I'm looking for?
Weather checked.
They are pretty weather checked. They're pretty worn out, so we're going to run to town, make sure that we get some belts ordered if they don't have them on hand, and then we'll come back and do stuff with the tractor.
Somebody says it's supposed to snow all next week.
Yeah, I looked at that too. It's not looking promising. We went to town and we got the belts that we needed for the fan belts, so those are put on. That went pretty easily. We got the pump all hooked up. It looks like as far as hoses go, it's in place and the hoses are on it. Now we got to put the shaft on that goes from the engine to the pump that makes everything go spinny, worky. That might be a little bit more difficult. Nah, easy peasy. There is no good way to show you, but my cousin got that shaft hooked up, got the collar that locks it into the engine put on, and then the piece that slides onto the shaft on the pump. So in theory, the pump is completely hooked up now, isn't it?
Yeah.
In theory.
Pump's ready.
Pump is ready to go. It is difficult to test the pump though right now because we can't run the tractor because
lack of fuel.
Right there is the fuel tank. So we're going to get ready to drop the fuel tank in. We think we can put the fuel tank in and then kind of shore up the rest of the stuff around the pump once we have a better idea that the pump is working.
I'm in the hole.
No, we're good. Looks like a John Deere tractor.
Looking more and more like one anyway.
Lifting up the fuel tank and dropping that in is not too big of a job. Just slide it in. There's two big studs they drop down, and then we'll bolt that on. Watching my cousin go ahead and hook up the fuel line to the bottom of the tank, also not that difficult for me as well, so I'll just enjoy this.
Let's be easy on the not difficult part.
No, not difficult for me.
Oh, I see how you are.
I mean, it's easy for me. With a brand new pump on the tractor and everything that we've done going through this project, we decided, and by we, I mean my cousin, decided it would be best if we went ahead and drained all the hydraulic fluid out of it. So we would start with fresh, clean fluid. We'll check the screen, make sure there's nothing in the screen, replace that if it needs to be replaced. So that's what we're going to do right now, drop all the hydraulic oil. Look at this, I got my cousin driving my truck. He really likes Fords, so he's pretty excited about this. He doesn't. We got the hydraulic oil all drained. We're headed to town to get a hydraulic filter and a oil filter, hydraulic oil and engine oil. That way we just have all the fluids changed. I probably won't use it a ton between now and hay season, so I just kind of see it as we will be ready to go this spring.
Looks like a Ford found on road dead.
Oh, they're just parked there. They went for a jog, I think. That's it, I'm done. I gotta go. I've got CSA today, but we've got a stack of oil back here. This is the hydraulic oil for the back of the tractor. Just goes right in there. We've got the plugs put in. We've got a brand new hydraulic oil filter that will go right back there in that opening. And then since we were changing fluids, we also got 1758. This is the oil filter. We'll put 1540 oil in, and we should be ready to go. There was a lot of other projects that I wanted to do on this tractor while we were kind of having it out of commission, but most of those I think will wait till we do a little bit more. Obviously, at some point I want to work on the cab and the interior in it. I also want to change the lights from just the old style lights to the LED lights. Just swap them in instead of putting anything fancy on. Just pop those out, put in the swappable LED lights. But we are getting close to being able to run a tractor, and there's snow. Vern said that there's snow coming all next week. 14 feet, I think, is what he said. So we better get it done. No, 4 inches maybe.
I just heard from somebody that somebody said.
Somebody told you that somebody said,
Yep.
Watch out.
It's snow next week.
It's going to snow. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the video. If you like the John Deere 4430, give this tractor a thumbs up.
That was priceless.
Dogs don't like me apparently.